Hi guys, it's Wayne from Wayne Goodman Photography. Something a little bit different here today, as I've decided I'm going to sell off a lot of my equipment which is not being used. The main reason I've actually kept onto it for as long as I have is because just generally I like to have it. You know, I like to own it, and if I can hang on to it I will do, but with recent changes to my equipment, it makes more sense now to actually move this stuff on and actually let it get used, because to be honest with you, all this equipment here has not been used a lot anyway. I just bought it because I thought what a great setup, and just unfortunately ended up changing direction. But that doesn't mean that this is bad at all. In fact, it punches so far above its weight, this Samsung NX system. It's unbelievable. So I'm going to start with the 12-24 lens here. That is a full frame equivalent of 18-36. Because it's a 1.5 crop factor, and basically if you were to compare the size of that to the 16-35 from say Nikon or Canon, they do have different apertures, but you know, the difference is absolutely huge. So if you want a nice portable wide angle zoom with you, and it's just sort of general street shots and out and about, you know, I don't think you can do too much better than this system, you know, with that lens, because it's small, it's great quality, really impressive. I'm not just saying this because I'm selling it. Honestly, I'm being blown away by the NX. I mean, I'll show you the camera in a moment in a different video, and that's a 20 megapixel sensor camera. There's a new version now which has a 28 megapixel sensor, and Samsung just don't seem to do a great job of marketing. So therefore what's happened, in my opinion, is that we've probably all heard about the NX1 and the big cameras from them, but really what they should be pushing is these smaller cameras, because everybody wants small now, and the quality really is up there. It's really very good. You know, I mean, I've taken countless pictures with the NX3000s using the standard kit lens, and found it's so sharp, it's ridiculous sometimes. So yeah, I've been mightily impressed by the whole system, and this was just another lens to impress me even further, because to have that sort of zoom range, wide angle to normal 35mm basically, in one lens. I mean, if you're going on holiday and you're going to say a city, to me that's all you could get away with, just taking that, no problem whatsoever. There's a flash included with the camera as well, which I'll show you. So you know, you basically have everything you need with that. You get the front lens cap, and we've got a 58mm filter thread, which you can just see there. We've got eye function, which you might be asking, what's eye function? And eye function is basically here we have this button, and while the camera is mounted to this lens, that button there, if you press that, obviously you've got the contacts telling the camera what aperture the lens is at and various things, what zoom length it's at, but also it allows you to go into the menus via this button and just quickly change something. It's very useful. You just quickly hit that, change your change whatever, and away you go. And that's a really ingenious thing. I've not seen it on any other system, so quite unique, and something that, you know, could be utilised in a lot of different other companies as well. So very impressed with it. Good quality. You've got autofocus and manual focus switch here, so you can choose if you want it to manual focus if you're struggling to autofocus for any reason, if it's really dark, that type of thing. So it comes in useful. Next one I'll show you is we have this little prime, and when I say little I mean absolutely tiny. I'll just show you the difference in size to that, and this is a small lens anyway. I've got a remarkable way of showing you size here. We've got a stapler. Most people know the size of a stapler, so that gives you some idea, hopefully, of how small these lenses are. I'll just quickly bring in this zoom lens as well, which is a 50-200, or basically it's a 75-300 millimeter equivalent, and you can see you know, they're all basically very small. That's one great thing about this NX system. Back to this lens. So again, we have the eye function button there. This is a 20mm lens, so what that means is in reality, in 35mm terms, it is a 30mm lens. It's got a 43mm filter thread, that has a 58 if I didn't mention it before. F2.8, so really good wide aperture prime, and very, very small, very tiny. If I take that off, you can see just how tiny this thing is. We have a manual focus ring, which is, it's very nice actually. It's focused by wire, so it's not going to be like a proper manual focus ring, but in terms of feel, it's very, very smooth. It doesn't get stuck at all. It just has a nice smooth rotation. So a true prime in all senses of the word. It really is a very, very good lens. I've been very impressed with that one. So there we go. That's that lens. And then last but not least, for now, we have this 50-200, which is actually, like I said before, a 75-300 in terms of 35mm. So rather remarkable in such a tiny lens. So I'll take the lens cap off, take the hood off, which does actually you know, obviously flick over, and then you have that, and we have nice decent rubber grip along the side here. I think it's rubber or just some kind of plasticky rubbery type affair. Same quality of manual focus ring, you know, as the prime. They're all very well made, these. We have the function button, the eye function, to access that menu again, and we have the autofocus and manual focus option. This lens is also optically stabilized, so OIS is optical image stabilization from Samsung. They all have different things, don't they, like VC and various other names from the manufacturers. It's an f4 to, let's just bring that up, f4 to 5.6 lens, and a 52mm filter thread on it, and it's overall just a fantastic piece of kit. I mean, if you are going to take this to, say, a racetrack, it's perfect. If you're going to take it to a zoo, you know, it's that kind of thing. Even, you know, at that range, you'd be able to start with portraits as well, because you'll have around about an f4 aperture, which is fine for most people's portraits. I'd be happy with that. So yeah, a very pleasing lens again, very good quality. There's definitely plastic and metal in here. This one's got a bit more heft to it, as you would expect with such a zoom range, but the size of it just totally negates anything to do with that, because you're just going to be so pleased that you can fit this into a tiny little bag and take the whole system with you. I use an ONA Bowery bag, which is very small, and I did actually once go out with all these lenses and the camera in that bag, and I couldn't actually believe that you could get all that zoom range from basically 18 to 300mm with you in one tiny little bag that you could carry around with you on the streets, you know, no problem, without too much bulk or any weight really. So it's a great system. It's a shame that Samsung haven't done a great job of marketing it, because honestly they really should do. They've got something really good on their hands, and people always look at the lens range and say, oh, it's not a big enough lens range, but I bet it is. I bet for the most part there's not too much else you would want in there, and as time's going on, there's more and more lenses being added anyway. So again, really recommend it. I am going to be selling this equipment. I'll try and put some links in the video once those adverts go live. But this is not really a push to sell my equipment. It was just it's going. I might as well do a quick review of it as well. And also, if anybody is looking at buying it, at least you can actually see it, you know, and have a proper look at it as well, rather than just some pictures on an eBay advert, basically. So thanks for watching. Keep subscribing. I hope this has opened your eyes up to another brand maybe that you maybe hadn't considered, because that's what happened with me when I first found it. And yeah, keep subscribing, keep leaving comments, and you know, give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Thanks and have a great day. Bye.